Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hamsyari bin Adzmi. Today I will present about my bachelor degree project 1, which is a study of student contribution towards developing new approach of sustainable campus in UTHM Pagoh. Alright, first I will start with the introduction. Green technology is an initiative involving various kinds of methodologies and materials enhancement, from techniques for generating energy to non-toxic cleaning products. With many scientific studies pertaining to the green technology pointing to global warming and climate changes caused by greenhouse gases, there is an ever-increasing societal push for environmentally friendly mechanism to help reduce the impact resulting from fossil fuel consumption, landfill, and industrial sector wastages. Green building is the practice of creating structure and using processes that are environmental and resource efficient throughout a building life cycle. And lastly, traditional building usually consume more energy, resources than what necessary, and give negative impact to the environment by generating a large amount of waste. Next, for the research background, human activities are a significant contributor to environmental challenges such as climate changes, global warming, and environment pollution. As a result of the regular occurrence of disaster, many colleges or campuses have created a sustainable campus. Sustainable campuses are critical to comprehended because they reduce climate change and assist individuals in living in a better world. This research aims to ascertain students' perception and contribution on the trustworthiness of campus physical development planning in Malaysia by examining current issues related to campus living sustainability. Next, for the problem statement. Throughout the development process, construction activities have an impact of the environment. While building projects can contribute to economic and social growth by increasing the standard of living and quality of life. As a result, it is debatable whether universities can effectively educate students about environmental challenges. However, it is asserted that Malaysian undergraduate students are inactive or unconcerned about participating in environmental activities. For the objective, I have three objectives for the research. Firstly, to identify initiated sustainable program towards green campus. Second, to identify the level of satisfaction of students on the current progress towards sustainable building. And lastly, to analyze the level of students' contribution and involvement towards initiated sustainable programs. For the scope of the study, the level of understanding in sustainable campus at my case study will be analysed to find out the result of how deep a student understand about sustainable campus, hence get to know about their contribution. This study limited to students that were far or rarely involved from the area of the sustainable campus due to location of their college or faculty. Alright, next for the literature review. First, the topic of discussion. Sustainability on campus has become particularly challenging since it requires all relevant parties' active participation and collaboration, most notably the campus community. Maintaining a healthy campus environment while keeping the economy stable is one of the most important aspects of a sustainable campus. The previous study has established that a campus sustainability requires considering the three pillars of sustainable development. First, the environmental preservation, then economic sustainability and social sustainability. Next, I will present about the best practice approach in achieving sustainable campus. There are three pillars that I mentioned before. Firstly, environmental sustainable, social sustainability, economic sustainability. Next, the Green Building Index or GBI. The GBI rating for non-residential new construction (NRNC) and non-residential existing building (NREB) were chosen because they were more relevant to the research intended aims than any other ratings. Although university buildings are non-residential categorized structure, the student and staff are staying on the campus, so the table shows the GBI criteria and scoring metrics. Next, I will explain about the green campus. As a result of campus development, there has been an increase in motor vehicle use and resource consumption. As a response, several colleges worldwide have taken initiative to green their campus. For example, Universitas Indonesia or UI developed the UI Green Metric Globe University Ranking in 2010 as a venue for universities worldwide to share knowledge and practices for achieving sustainability on their campus. Lastly, for literature review, the climate mitigation. To lessen the effect of global warming on this planet, greenhouse gas emission must be reduced. Global energy consumption is anticipated to double by 2035, with poorer countries experiencing much faster growth. The United Nations and Framework Convention on Climate Change (UNFCCC) and Paris Agreement's low emission development targets align with the GEF7's climate change mitigation strategy, which aim to assist developing countries in significantly altering their development policies. Okay, for the last part is the methodology. First, the selection of research method. Quantitative methodologies will be employed in the study to ascertain the pattern of the problem. To collect data for the study, the adaptive approach will be utilized to analyze the data for the issue of student contribution towards developing new approach of sustainable campus in UTHM Pagoh. Alright, next, this is my flowchart for the research. Firstly, for the stage 1, I start with the purpose of research. Make an assessment of the level of sustainability awareness of UTHM student. Then moving on to the issue and problem statement, UTHM student sustainability awareness toward green campus in UTHM Pagoh. Next, for the stage 2 and 3, we start with the objective 1, which is to identify initiated sustainable program towards green campus. The method for this objective, for the data collection, I will use the literature review, questionnaire and interview. For the data analysis, I will use three methods, which is Google Form, SPSS and Microsoft Excel. For the result finding, I will get the list of sustainability program that has been held, and then the student awareness, knowledge and involvement gained from the sustainability program. Next, for the objective 2, to identify the level satisfaction of student on the current progress towards sustainable building. For the data collection, I have two methods, which is literature review and questionnaire. And for the data analysis, I will use Google Form, SPSS and Microsoft Excel. For the result finding, student awareness and comprehension toward all sustainability program, then understanding on how to build a sustainability society among students. And lastly, for the objective 3, to analyze the level of students' involvement and contribution towards initiated sustainable program. For the data collection, I will use literature review, questionnaire and interview, and the data analysis is Google Form, SPSS and Microsoft Excel. For the result finding, I will get impact of students' contribution and involvement to achieve the green campus concept. And lastly, student interest towards sustainable program. For the conclusion, I will make a discussion of the finding of the research and suggestion for improvement. Next, for the data collection method, I will use two methods. Firstly, the primary data. The researcher will collect primary data via survey sent by electronic mail, which is Google Form, for the study. Then, once the researcher distribute to the respondent of the questionnaire, the respondent must complete on the questionnaire in their own time. And lastly, questionnaire are a collection of open-ended or closed-ended questions the respondent must respond to. Then the secondary data, there are 5 methods I will use in the secondary data. Firstly, printed sources that have been published. Next, books or e-books. After that, journals or e-journals. Then newspaper. And lastly, published electronic sources. Alright, then for the sampling technique. In this study, probability sampling is used a form of random sampling. A basic random sample assures that each member of the population has an equal probability of inclusion. As you can see at the chart, the sampling technique, there are two sampling. First is probability sampling and non-probability sampling. And for this research, I will choose probability sampling. Alright, next, the questionnaire design. The questionnaire will be designed according to the study's objective. There will be 4 parts for this questionnaire. Part A, the demographic factor. Part B, understanding the concept of sustainability. And Part C, the student level of awareness and satisfaction of sustainability. And lastly, the Part D, factors that contribute to the level of student knowledge and awareness about sustainability towards green campus. For the data analysis, as noted previously in the topic research design, I will use SPSS and Google Form to determine the validity of the questionnaire survey used in this study. SPSS is a software package for data management and statistical analysis available for purchase. Utilization of Microsoft Excel also to construct a graph, pivot table and computation. The data was processed and primarily displayed as percentages and charts using the methods provided previously. And lastly, for the expected outcome, the data collected from respondents will be analyzed using SPSS, Microsoft Excel and Google Form. Then the item is rated on a variable depending on the level of agreement shown by respondent who complete the survey. Graphic data such as bar chart, pie chart and tables representation were also utilized in the study to illustrate the result more clearly. Respondents need to provide answers on a scale or choose an answer relevant to the topic. In measuring techniques, the frequency and percentage, also the mean and average mean of the responses to the question are utilized to analyze the data. All the detail of data and analysis will be discussed in further detail in Chapter 4 and 5 in Bachelor Degree Project 2. This is my Gantt chart for PSM 1. That's all from me. Thank you.